Forrest Griffin, Quentin Rampage Jackson. They're going to come out immediately and fire. And here we go! Body shot by Griffin. And there's the takedown. Look at this.
Oh, big body kick.
Bam! Oh! Down hard.
Great.
What a fight.
Great brawl.
Relax, go in there. Get your rhythm going, right? Get your rhythm going, use the jab.
Oh, big right connects.
Bang! On the button. Good knee.
Are you kidding me?
Like a movie fight. Mount.
And he's got it.
Tries for an armbar. He could get submitted here.
And it is all over. Rated T for teen.
Hey guys, this is Nevin Dravinsky, producer on UFC 2009 Undisputed. Let's take a look at some of the distinct fighting techniques you'll find in our game. We have 6 basic fighting techniques, 3 striking and 3 grappling. On the striking side, you can go with boxing, kickboxing, or Muay Thai. Now when it comes to grappling, choose from wrestling, judo, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Each fighter is assigned 1 striking and 1 grappling technique. The way you combine them determines the strategy you bring to the octagon for each fight. Every striking technique has its own unique features. Now we all know boxing's about punching, but in the octagon, it's just as important to avoid blows as well as deliver them. Kickboxing allows you to combine flashy punching with devastating kicks while maximizing the use of your effective range. And with kickboxing, the end of a fight can happen at any moment. Now you're going to pick Muay Thai for in-close fighting, and you'll be controlling your opponent with your knees and your elbows, as well as the ever-dangerous Muay Thai clinch. Grappling techniques are just as varied. It's all about taking your opponent to the ground, controlling them while they're there, and ultimately submitting or pounding them out to finish the fight. When you're wrestling, you'll be able to get on top and stay there. Impose your will on your opponent and neutralize any chance of a counterattack. With judo, you'll be able to utilize a wide variety of throws that'll keep your opponent guessing, and you'll never be at a disadvantage from the standing clinch. Choose Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to be equally effective working from the top or the bottom. You'll have an impressive array of sweeps and submissions at your disposal, and you'll be able to wrap up the fight in almost any position. Now let's see how striking and grappling techniques work together. A boxer-wrestler frustrates his opponent and forces him to clam up, leaving him vulnerable to a takedown. So watch how our fighter postures up and rains down a storm of vicious blows. His opponent's got nowhere to hide, leaving our boxer-wrestler in a dominant position to continue his assault. Now, a true mixed martial artist is a master of utilizing the best of many different disciplines. In UFC 2009 Undisputed, you'll leverage the strength of your fighting techniques together to become the ultimate fighting champion.
Rated T for teen.
What's up guys, Nevin Dravinsky, producer on UFC 2009 Undisputed, joining you here again from THQ. Now today we're going to focus on the brutal, varied, but beautiful art of the submission. Now, way back in the dawn of the UFC, it was the submission that really defined mixed martial arts against all the other prize fighting that came before it. And UFC 2009 Undisputed honors that tradition by offering you the most complete submission system ever created. Submissions can come from anywhere, standing in the clinch, from the top of the mount, or even when your back is on the ground and things look completely hopeless. The best fighters know when the moment's right to land a quick submission and when to stay out of harm's way. Let's take a look at some of the submission techniques you'll be using in UFC 2009 Undisputed. The simplest is the offensive submission. You can perform a vast variety of offensive submissions from any number of positions. If you're dominating in mount, just click in on the right stick to attempt an armbar. If you find yourself in the sprawl, transition into backside control and go for a rear naked choke and totally dominate your opponent. Defensive submissions, on the other hand, are all about seizing opportunity. Now watch for those moments when your opponent gets a little overzealous. Then you go for it. You can catch a punch in midair or grab a leg when he gets overconfident. Defensive submissions might be tougher to land, but when you nail one, it's pretty sick. No matter what submission you start, it can all come to nothing if you can't finish it. Now all it takes is a little advanced maneuver we like to call the shine. When you tie up your opponent in a submission, rotate the right stick as fast as you can. Shine hard enough and the other guy is toast. Applying submissions is one thing, but escaping them is quite another. That's where submission defense comes into play. If you find yourself on the wrong side of a submission, use the shine maneuver to make a technical escape. Just rotate the right stick to survive and stay in the fight. Now the beauty of a technical escape is it often ends with you in an advantageous position. The preferred escape for a brute force fighter is, well, the brute force escape. It may not have the finesse of a technical escape, but if you mash the face buttons fast enough, you can often punch your way out of a tight situation. And though it's unlikely to leave you with much of an advantage, brute force escapes can sometimes end with spectacular results. Now this is just the tip of the submissions iceberg. Even if you're not a submission specialist, it pays to know the ins and outs of the submission system so that you can stay out of situations that will leave you vulnerable. At the end of the day, in UFC 2009 Undisputed, being the most complete fighter is a must.